Welcome to Spectrum Television News at 2. I am Uyai Anyekan, coming to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the major stories. President Tinubu meets King Charles III at COP28 summit in Dubai. Senate President Akpabio urges Nigerians to support federal government efforts to stop insecurity. Plus, Israel President Isaac Herzog to discuss hostages on COP28 sidelines. We will bring you details of these stories and more in a moment. Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. First in the news this afternoon is Nigeria's leader, President Bola Tinubu, who has met with King Charles III on the sidelines of the COP28 climate summit in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates. In a post on his X handle, the president said he had a productive engagement with the 75-year-old monarch. Reports say Tinubu will deliver the Nigerian government's position on climate action on Friday as the rest of the African and developing nations demand better deal in the quest to transition clean energy future. Recall that the president had departed Abuja for Abu Dhabi, UAE yesterday shortly after presenting his first ever annual national budgetary proposal to a joint sitting of the National Assembly. Away from that, the Federal Capital Territory Minister Nyesom Wike has explained his decision to engage senior advocates of Nigeria to handle 800 litigation involving the administration, lamenting that lack of diligent prosecution of cases in the past by FCT officials led to the loss of numerous cases. Wike alleged that there were cases of complicity on the part of certain FCT officials who connived with plaintiffs to get judgment against the FCT administration. The minister said this while defending FCT's 61 billion naira supplementary budget before the National Assembly committees on the FCT. The minister, who said the budget's components were project-specific, added that President Tinubu would inaugurate most of them, including the Abuja Metro line, by May as part of activities marking the president's 1 year in office. From the Red Chambers, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio has identified how to stop insecurity in Nigeria. Akpabio said insecurity will stop when Nigerians support President Bola Tinubu and the efforts of the federal government. He commended the security agencies for their sacrifices in the fight against insecurity in Nigeria. The Senate President said he believes that insecurity can and must be stopped by all Nigerians. From the Green Chambers now, the House of Representatives has invited the Acting Executive Secretary, National University Commission (NUC), Director General and Council of Legal Education over the termination of the law program at the National Open University Commission (NOUN). Others invited include heads of the Nigeria Law School, the chairman of the Board of Benchers, and the Vice Chancellor of the NOUN. This followed a resolution at a meeting between the Vice-Chancellor of NOUN, Professor Olufemi Peters, and summer group final year law students with the Chairman, House Committee on University Education, Abubakar Falata, in Abuja. The program was allegedly terminated by NOUN, claiming the university's Senate's action was based on the directive of the Council of Legal Education. The Chairman therefore urged the Minister of Education and heads of other relevant agencies to work towards eliminating the devastating menace associated with the fall in the standard of education in Nigeria. Meanwhile, the Executive Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has decried the exodus of medical professionals from the country. Speaking when he received a delegation from a Turkish company led by its president and member of board, Ahmet Kilozos, at the National Assembly complex in Abuja, the Speaker warned that the situation might lead to importation of health services Kalu called for mechanisms and structure to be put in place to refill and replace, noting that the nation's problem is not with numbers but with skills. He expressed the Parliament's readiness to support efforts that will increase more skilled health workers in the country and curtail the mass exodus of health workers seeking greener pastures abroad. In the meantime, the National Assembly has said it will stop international oil companies operating in the Niger Delta region from divesting their facilities if they fail to address the negative environmental impacts of the operations in their host communities. The chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Host Communities, Lumenen Deco, stated this at a two-day technical session on the implementation of Host Communities Development Trust. Deco expressed dismay that since the passage of the Petroleum Industry Act, rather than experience a better deal, communities had remained poor and in some cases worse off. He said the committee would use the instrumentality of the law to ensure that all giants operate responsibly. In a separate development, the Inspector General of Police IGP Kayode Betokun has approved the posting of police public relations officers, PPROs, to various state commands and formation to strengthen community engagement and communication. A statement by the Force Public Relations Officer ACP Olumiwa Adejobi says the newly posted officers and their respective portfolios include SP Ayuba Umar to PPRO Zone 2 Lagos, SP Hawa Adamu to PPRA Nigeria Police Cooperative, DSP Ejire Adeyemi to PPRO Kwara State, ASP Una Ejefunaji to PPRO Ebonyi, ASP Rufai Ahmed to PPRO Sokoto, and ASP Musa Mohammed to PPRO Bayelsa. Meanwhile, ASP Abuka Pius has also been posted as a staff officer to the Public Complaint Bureau of the Force Public Relations Department, Force Headquarters, Abuja. The Inspector General of Police emphasized on the importance of community collaboration in policing, urging the newly posted officers to work closely with the communities they serve. In another development, the President Trade Union Congress TUC Festus Osifo has called for strict enforcement of the International Labour Organization ILO Convention C190 and Recommendation 206, which seek to address the rights of everyone to a world of work devoid of violence and harassment. He said it is only when such recommendations are implemented and enforced that gender-based violence and harassment in the world of work can be eliminated. Osifo made the call in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State while speaking at the three-day 2023 annual seminar. TUC Women Commission with the theme Projecting Ways to Eliminate Gender-Based Violence and Harassment from the World of Work, Implementation and Enforcement of ILO C190R206. The TUC president decried the attitude of ILO member states who violate R206, expressing concern that despite the treaty, violence and harassment have continued in workplaces. We move now to Africa, where South Africa has received a consignment of 450 gasoline generators donated by China to alleviate the country's severe power cuts. The generators, which arrived in South Africa yesterday, will be officially received today by Electricity Minister Conscientio Ramakokwa. The country's presidency said the generators will be used as backup to alleviate the impact of load shedding and the delivery of services in clinics, schools and courts. Reports say the donation is part of the technical assistance program that China and South Africa signed during August BRICS summit in Johannesburg. Still in Africa, government in the Democratic Republic of Congo has expressed regret at the European Union's decision to withdraw its electoral observation mission from the country. DR Congo is set to hold presidential and parliamentary elections on December 20, with 23 candidates running for president amid a tense political climate. In a statement, the government said it was committed to successfully holding the elections with transparency, inclusiveness and freedom, as well as welcome all observer missions wishing to work in accordance with the laws and regulations of DR Congo. The EU said it withdrew its election observation team after it failed to obtain the necessary authorization to deploy essential communication equipment such as satellite telephones and internet kits. On the foreign scene, Israeli President Isaac Herzog is due to attend the United Nations climate talks in the United Arab Emirates today. Herzog will hold talks with diplomats on the release of hostages held by Hamas. His visit comes 7 weeks into the Israel-Hamas war and coincides with a day-long extension of the truce that had been due to expire today, amid ongoing attempts to release more hostages. The Israeli presidency said in a statement that at COP28, which will also be attended by Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, Herzog will hold a series of diplomatic meetings on the importance of releasing the hostages held by Hamas. Still on the foreign scene, former U.S. Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, who played a pivotal and polarizing role in U.S. foreign policy during the Cold War, has reportedly died at the age of 100. He served as America's top diplomat and national security advisor during the Nixon and Ford administrations. Despite leaving office in the mid-1970s, he continued to be consulted by generations of leaders for decades. According to reports, the German-born former diplomat died at his home in Connecticut. Still to come in the news. Uganda qualified for men's T20 World Cup for the first time. Stay with us for details of these and more after this timeout.
Christmas season is here again. Are you aware that making your business or products visible on a television space gives your brand a wider visibility and patronage? In the spirit of the season, Spectrum Television is offering a whopping 25% discount on all the services. Advertise your products and services while this offer lasts from 1st December 2023 to January 31st, 2024. We are a television with a passion to take your business and services on a satisfactory lane. You do not want to miss this opportunity. For more inquiries, visit our city office at number 2 Taft Plaza Close off Akaitinen Road, Yo Akwa Ibom State, or call the following numbers on your screen. Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon. For premium broadcasts and entertainment, sports on the go, and news from the world, watch Spectrum TV on StarTimes DTH Channel 421 and free-to-air frequency 12733. Visit our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
One truth not often told is about the transformation that Africa has undergone in recent decades. Africa is shaping its own destiny and should be referred to as the African opportunity. On Spotlight Africa, we paint the African picture the African way, laced with truth, detail, and the color of the African continent. Join Uyai Anyekan every Tuesday and Thursdays at 4:30 p.m. Spotlight Africa, telling the African story.
Thanks for staying tuned, and now to the rest of the news stories. On our business news, the federal government has said that the production of 31 million metric tons of grains in 2024 is going to combat food inflation, create jobs and reduce poverty. The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Abdullahi, disclosed this in a statement issued by his ministry in Abuja. The minister said the ministry had outlined a series of critical pathways to solve the food security challenges in Nigeria, noting that the pathways were streamlined into short-term, intermediate and long-term actions. He added that the ministry was targeting over 70,000 hectares for wheat production under the support of the Africa Development Bank, a National Agricultural Growth Scheme and Agro Pocket Scheme project. Still in business, production of natural gas reportedly fell last year, despite a 250 billion naira intervention fund provided to 15 companies, according to an industry report from the Energy Institute in partnership with KPMG. Nigeria's natural gas production dropped by 4 billion cubic feet meters between 2021 and 2022. The country's gas production, recorded at 39 billion cubic feet meters as of 2012, was on a steady growth and had grown to 49 billion cubic feet meters as of 2020. Suddenly crashed 45 billion cubic meters in 2021 and then 40 billion cubic meters last year. According to the reports, the developments happened despite a 250 billion naira intervention fund by the federal government through the Central Bank of Nigeria, out of which 130 billion naira was doled out to 15 companies for the construction of compressed natural gas conversion centers. On our health news, the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Ali Pate, has said that the federal government will strengthen the workforce and reduce brain drain in the health sector. Pate said rehabilitation workforce and service would be strengthened to achieve universal health coverage, UHC. The minister, represented by the Director of Regulatory Bodies and Professional Schools Division, Dr. Okwikipi Okpako, stated this at a two-day stakeholders meeting in Abuja. He said integrating the World Health Organization Rehabilitation Agenda 2030 would address challenges of brain drain and improve access to rehabilitation services, thereby achieving UHC. Still in health, the United States Agency for International Development has urged victims of gender-based violence to seek help early and not die in silence. The mission director, USAID Nigeria, Melissa Jones, said seeking help early was crucial because such violence thrives on silence, domination and isolation. Jones gave the advice at a webinar organized by the mission to commemorate the yearly 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. The mission director said the stigma and discrimination that affected survivors of violence was painful, noting that the solution was for communities and other women to embrace them. We move now to sports, where Uganda has qualified for the Men's T20 World Cup for the first time with a 9-wicket victory over Rwanda in African qualifying. The win meant the Cricket Cranes, ranked 23rd in the world, clinched second place in the 6-team tournament in Windhoek, Namibia. Uganda will join Namibia at the 20-team finals in the United States and the West Indies next year, after the Eagles qualified with a game to spare on Tuesday. Still in sports, Jude Bellingham became the first player to score in each of his first 4 Champions League appearances for Real Madrid as they saw off spirited Napoli. The England midfielder headed in David Alaba's cross in the 22nd minute to put the 14-time winners 2-1 ahead. It was the 20-year-old's 15th goal in his 16th appearance for Los Blancos. He also assisted the 4th goal for Joselu in added time, as Real continued their perfect record in this season's Champions League with a 4-2 win. On our entertainment news, Afrobeat superstar Rema has cancelled his scheduled performances for the rest of 2023 to focus on his health, following successful tours in Europe, Asia and North America. Rema's sudden announcement is reportedly a big blow for his planned homecoming tour of Abuja, Lagos and his native Benin in December. He was also billed to perform at the Hey Nebo Music Festival scheduled to take place between December 8 and 10 in South Africa. The decision to cancel his shows follows the latest achievements of his Calm Down song making chart history on both Apple Music and Spotify. Still on entertainment, Nigerian R&B prodigy Senth has resurfaced less than a year after making waves on the international music scene with his eagerly awaited sophomore project Way Saucy. The EP, in collaboration with Empire, serves as a crucial chapter in Sen's artistic journey, a testament to his ever-evolving musical ingenuity. Way Saucy not only underscores Sen's growth as an artist, but also offers listeners a rich, emotive experience. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do well to follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtvlive.ng. This has been Spectrum Television News at 2. I am Uyai and Nick, and thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon.